ẹ̀yin tèmi màá tún kí wa láàárọ̀ yìí ká kọ́ sáré sọ̀rọ̀ fún bíi 10-15 minutes pé kí ló tún ń ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí ní òkè Ògùn àti àwọn tí wọ́n lọ sí Saudi Arabia èdè ní 14/11/2023 6:40 a.m. kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Saudi Arabia tí wọ́n cancel 264 Nigerian passengers after tí wọ́n arrive ní Jeddah. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Èmi á máa ní Nàìjíríà tí gbogbo wa ń sọ fún yín pé òun affect gbogbo wa tí ẹ fi gbàgbọ́. Gbogbo wa náà la máa jẹ breakfast. Ìgbà tó olúkálùkù máa jẹ ní àìtí mọ̀. Mo ní good morning once again and welcome to today's very quick update. Tí a kò tún fi bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ fún just less than 20 minutes because it's a very busy morning and there is so much at stake. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé a tún káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò tiwa tí a mọ̀ sí Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps. Ètò tí a fi ń dára wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. A lot is happening, as we always say, but the most important thing is so many people will continue to believe pé Nigeria ó ní ẹni àǹfààní kan tó fẹ́ ṣe fún wa. Níbi tí adélé ní Nigeria ò ní àǹfààní kankan tó fẹ́ ṣe mọ́. Ó ti affect mùsùlùmí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ń affect kìrìsìtẹ́nì náà. Bó ṣe ń affect gbogbo wa káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé nìyẹn. Tá bá dẹ̀ ń sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wa tó wà nílé, most of the time in tẹ́ máa ń sọ fún wa ni pé hope ṣì wà. Èmi wá mọ̀ bí tí ẹ̀yin ti ń rí hope yẹn, because this hope is fading away almost on a daily basis. But it seems that many of you are living in denial. Denial tẹ́ ń live yẹn òun ni kò jẹ́ kí ẹ fi gbàgbọ́ pé Nigeria nǹkan tó ń ṣe, àrùn tó ń ṣe, àìsàn tó ń ṣe, gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣe Nigeria lénìí òun ni pé kólúkálukú kó lọ nílọ ibi tí Elédùmarè fi wá sí kó tó di pé àwọn òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun wọ́n dá gbogbo ìrìn àjò yẹn rú. So this morning is just a very quick one. Yesterday there's a lot of report tó tún wá láti ìlú Ọ̀yọ́ state. Kí lọ́nà tún ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ọ̀yọ́? Kí ni nǹkan tó tún dé? Kí ló tún dé ní Ọ̀yọ́ state tí ó di pé àwọn èèyàn wa wọ́n tún pa wọ́n? Ṣé a ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì mọ́ rárá ni? Ṣé ká kúkú sọ pé a ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì mọ́, àbí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ó ti fail completely? Tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì bá dẹ̀ ti fail completely, kí ni wọ́n kúkú jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó pín so that kólúkálukú lè máa lọ sí ibi tí Elédùmarè kúkú dá wa sí tẹ́lẹ̀? So gbogbo kìíní yẹn òun ni à ń sọ fúnra wa. Gbogbo kìíní yẹn ni à ń sọ fúnra wa tí a fi ń tí a fi ń bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ pé Nigeria is having a big impact on our lives, and if we do nothing now, everybody will be eventually affected, whether right now or later in the future. So like I said, Mokofe touch on these two in just 5 minutes. I'm going to be ending the program. Yesterday there was a news coming out from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia canceled visa of 264 Nigerian passengers after arrival. It is unclear why the passengers, most of whom were visiting Saudi Arabia for a lesser Hajj, were all denied entry. With the current president that went to Saudi Arabia, the last place Tiwama cancel gbogbo visa àwọn Nigerians òun ní Saudi Arabia. Ṣe dáhùn náà lọ issue visa yẹn kí ló tún wá ṣẹlẹ̀. Authorities in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on Sunday cancelled the visa of all the 264 passengers who arrived in Jeddah from Nigeria, according to the Daily Trust report and some other news headline as well. It is unclear why the passengers, most of whom were visiting Saudi Arabia for lesser Hajj, were denied entry. Bí wọ́n ṣe ń deny gbogbo akáàkiri náà lágbàáyé nìyẹn. Tó bá káàkiri lọ sí different part of the world, you realize that your Nigerian passport is as shithole as a messed up country. But many Nigerians doesn't seem to believe that. The Daily Trust reported that the flight took off from Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, via Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, ní ìjọ Sunday, landed at King Abdul Aziz International Airport, Jeddah, in Saudi Arabia. But to the consternation of the airline staff, the Saudi Arabian authorities announced that all the passengers' visas had been cancelled. What could have led to that? What was the problem? Why was it that after the flight arrived in Saudi Arabia that everything went completely, visa cancelled? The passengers arrived in Jeddah on the Air Peace. This is barely 1 week since Air Peace launched a direct flight to Saudi Arabia. Like I said, I don't have much details. I don't know what has happened. But what I can tell you is that the same problem that many Nigerians are facing around the world is that the passport itself is as useless as tissue paper. You might not know that until you travel with that passport. You realize that that passport doesn't have any weight at all around the world. Also, briefly, we are suspecting this is a strategy to frustrate Nigerian carrier out of the route. Some people are definitely not happy. Some people are definitely not happy with the option of Air Peace is providing. Ṣé torí pé ẹni tó ní Air Peace, ṣé torí pé ó jẹ́ Christian ni wọ́n ṣe cancel ẹ̀ ni? Ṣé torí pé ẹni tó ní Air Peace ó jẹ́ Christiani? Bóyá that airline is not a kind of airline that is that should be traveling into Saudi Arabia. I don't know. It's just speculation. But you might be wondering why Saudi Arabia tí President Tinubu wà níbẹ̀ just less than a week as well tó lọ ṣe summit ó lò 2 days òun náà ṣe lesser hajj àrí tó gbé gbogbo àràfàsára tó ṣe gbogbo tó ń ṣe níbẹ̀. So kí ló wá dé tí àwọn mùsùlùmí tó jẹ́ mẹ̀kúnnù táwọn náà fi lọ ṣe the same thing tí Tinubu ṣe ní Saudi Arabia? Kí ló dé tí wọ́n wá cancel gbogbo visa wọn? Ṣé alẹ́ni tó gbé drug níbẹ̀ ni? Ṣalẹ́ni tí ó jalè láàrin wọn ni? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan? It just shows that ojoojúmọ́ tá à ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa pé this country is having a big impact on our lives. Kò ní respect kankan mọ́nítà, even though the president wa ó wà ní Saudi Arabia kò tẹ̀ tí kúrò níbẹ̀. Wọ́n ti ń cancel visa àwọn Nigerians tó lọ sí Saudi Arabia. I mean, we're not talking about Nigerians tó ń bọ̀ ní UK, ní wọ́n lọ America, wọ́n lọ Canada, àbí wọ́n lọ other countries. Saudi Arabia tó jẹ́ bí ìjọsìn fáwọn mùsùlùmí. We are suspecting this is a strategy to frustrate the Nigerian carrier out of the route. Some people are definitely not happy with the option Air Peace is providing, the direct flight to Jeddah, as against using another foreign airline, which attract higher fears. The passengers went through the Advanced Passengers Information System, known as the APIS, during the check-in formalities in Nigeria, which was monitored by the Saudi authorities. Kí ló dé tí wọ́n sọ fún wọn, láti ibi tí, don't know why people say can't hear me on the YouTube.
Are you done?
No, not yet.
No.
Kí ló dé tí wọ́n sọ fún wọn láti Nigeria kó tó di pé wọ́n gbéra láti Nigeria tó fi di pé wọ́n dé Saudi Arabia? I don't know. According to the newspaper, gathered that it was when the Nigerian embassy waded into the Saudi authority, reduced the number of the passenger that will be returned to 177 from 264. ṣé àwọn 177 yẹn ṣé àwọn yẹn Kristẹni ni wọ́n ni ṣé wọ́n kì í ṣe Muslim ni ṣé wọ́n gbé drugs ni kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ tó fi di pé 177 passengers would definitely down be returned back, to Nigeria. As of the time of filing this report, the airline was on its way to Nigeria with 177 passengers who were denied entry. I mean, it is the right of any country around the world. Your visa doesn't count anything. So your visa means nothing. So Obama visa America, they have the right to deny you entry. That is on that. But one thing is, many Nigerians gbogbo wa la máa jẹ breakfast. Ìgbà tá máa jẹ ní àmọ́. At least àwọn tó lọ yẹn náà 177 yẹn ẹ ṣáà dé Saudi ẹ̀yin náà ṣáà yọjú wo títì láti inú airplane ẹ dẹ̀ rí pé inú Saudi lẹ́wà but wọ́n kò jẹ́ kẹ́ wọlé ni. Bí wọ́n ṣe jẹ́ kó wọlé ní Saudi yẹn kò lè imagine other countries around the world will do the same thing to you and me because that messed up country does not have any respect at all. Again, there's a lot happening ní Òkè Ògùn, ní Shepeteri or whatever it's called, ní location 419. What we are hearing there is that again there's an attack by the same criminal gangs. Àwọn terrorists on pààyàn wọ́n ní níjọ́ Friday last week wọ́n kidnap àwọn ọmọ school kan, àwọn ọmọ yẹn try láti escape. Wọ́n ní mẹ́ta ni wọ́n bí ṣe gbọ́. Wọ́n pa ẹyọ kan nínú wọn. Àwọn tó kúkú ń pa kò jẹ́ nǹkankan fún ọba mọ́, kò jẹ́ nǹkankan fún olóṣèlú, àmọ́ táwọn governors yìí ń ṣe, àmọ́ táwọn presidents yìí ń ṣe. It seems that gbogbo yín ní southwest àti bí kíkú tó bá wà Nigeria, you're on your own now. So if you think that there is a security that will be provided, to save you, you are wasting your bloody hell time. So I expect everyone to find solution to your own security. How are you going to do that? I don't care. I don't have a problem. I don't know how you're going to do that. But one thing I can tell you is, it seems that the president have lost track. Many Yoruba thought Omo Yoruba lo debe or ma make changes. Ayeyin ma sonwon, ayeyin ma da. But that is not going to happen. Your life will become very, very difficult. The KPMG also, before I go, because I have to go now, this is not a long broadcast, I just wanted to get this out of the way. There's so much that will be discussed later on as well. KPMG also is saying that the inflation as at now is going to go from 26-point-something% up to 30%. I'm happy for next month, which is just less than another 16 days. I'm about December, like the percentage, the inflation is going to go to 30%. That means you will all struggle, because owó tẹ́ ń rí lọ́wọ́ kò ní lè ra kankan mọ́ ní ọjà, kò ní lè ṣe kankan mọ́, and that is going to be a big impact. And the last one is 7 firms lost 981 billion naira. We're talking about Dangote, Nestle, MTN, Sapele Energy or something like that, Guinness, and I think BUA, or 7 of them big companies. They lost 981 billion. You know why? Because of the forex. That is the reason why they lost that amount of money. So as I leave you again this morning, my question is, let us remember our Tana for Yoruba Nation. We stick to that. Let those that want Nigeria continue to check with Tinubu why visa was denied to people going to Saudi Arabia, while there's inflation, while there's insecurity. Gbogbo ẹlọ́pàá ọmọ Yoruba Nation, wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn ní Òkè Ògùn, wọ́n pa èèyàn ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. All that is nonsense. We are not the one in charge of security. If they are killing you, ẹ lọ protest níwájú House of Reps yín, ẹ lọ protest fáwọn governors yín, àwọn bomb bastard governors yín. This is where you should be taking your complaint to. Àwa kọ́ ni security. Our job is to highlight it. I spoke to people in Okeogun yesterday. They were bitter, they were angry. I don't know what they're going to do. Eloba, Enijoye, they're bomb bastard. Let everybody go and speak to them, and that is how far I can go. Very money, and like I say, anyone in the UK, Kashadura from family Oni and no, 5 of them died, 3 children, 2 adults. It was a very terrible incident that took place on Sunday. Like I always say, nowhere is safe around the world. Being conscious, no, don't share any, but 76 fire engines or 76% of fire engines are now being given psychological support. It doesn't happen in Nigeria, but in UK, biru shele ba shele, among fun support from fire service because they couldn't save the lives of these individuals. The fire was very heavy. Those of us that have children, those of us that are at home, this is not the time to look away. Let us. You sure? This is what we should. I will go for you. Okay. This is what we should be doing to make sure that Inulewa, let us continue to monitor appliances, and things that probably most of our children. I don't know what happened. Nobody knows what has happened to lead to that fire. The fire was very hot. Many people are now being supported in that community in Oslo. I pray for the family. I pray for the community. And this is what we say all the time. We are only here for a short period of time. Nobody's coming to fight for your freedom. You would have to stand up, and hold those politicians accountable for atrocities against humanity. Tó bá ń dúró de pé Koiki ló ń bọ̀, you're a born bastard. Wàá dúró pé dáadáa. Tó bá ń dúró pé Igboho ló ń bọ̀. Look, Igboho is doing his best. It is entirely up to you as well to do your best. We will not stop talking. We will continue to talk. But it is entirely up to you. Tó bá ń pa yín ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ gbé placard, ẹ já ewé, ẹ lọ síwájú governor's office. Kẹ́ béèrè pé owó security vote tán fún wọn kí ló fi ń ṣe. Tó bá wá náà wọ́n ṣe anything lé lórí, then you need to do what you need to do. I'm not going to be telling you what you need to do because you're all born bastard. And nobody tells anybody what to do. You would have to do what you need to do to save yourself. It's as simple as that. So my name is Olabi Koiki. That is how far we can go this morning. And I'll say, Moki Bubualen Konsi, Odu Agbewa Kodigbe Odale, Moki Babakitoye, Moki Bubu self-determination campaigners. Len Konsi, Ebiri Lawa Saudi Arabia, Kila Shefun, Tiwa Council, Visa, in your 177. Lọ dá padà ṣé nǹkan kan wà ní díẹ̀ ní ṣọ́gbé drugs ni kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ìwọ náà máa rò lọ́kàn pé ṣé wọ́n ní deny entry ẹ̀ bó ṣe ní visa tó rò pé wà lọ sí abroad máa rò lọ́kàn ẹ̀ passport Nigeria is as useless as tissue paper and rí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ mo kí gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí without mentioning names gbogbo yín ni mo rí ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ̀yin àbúrò mi èmi náà ni Ọlámi Koiki. Have a very good morning. Bye for now.
Yeah.